The Detach Surfaces command is a way for you to take an existing NURBS surface and break it up into 2 or more new surfaces at an isoparm selection. For starters, let me grab a NURBS sphere. We'll do a very simple demonstration of how this works. I'll select an isoparm along the surface. You can either select one of the isoparms that exist or any of the arbitrary ones that are across the surface. We'll go down to Edit NURBS, Detach Surfaces, and the only option you have inside this tool is whether or not you'd like to keep the original surface. So very simple. And we'll click Detach. And here's our 2 new surfaces, like so. Very easy. Now, you don't have to just select a single isoparm. If you want, you can select multiples. So I can come in here, select isoparms, and let's hold down the Shift key. And I'll just drag out a few of these, like so. And let's go ahead and hit G in this case, and I'll pull these over to the other side. And now, as you can see, I have divided this up into multiple rings. Just go ahead and kind of separate these out for you. Now that's very easy, but the tool is going to behave a little bit differently when you make multiple isoparm selections in different directions, meaning U and V, across a surface. And it's going to be a lot easier to demonstrate this if I bring in a NURBS plane, which has a very easily defined U and V direction. Let's start off by just making a few isoparm selections in one direction. And if I were to come in here and simply make a detach, which let me go ahead and grab the whole tool. We'll open up the options box so I can click Apply. We'll move our new ones out. Notice I am keeping original. So, of course, if I just select them all in one direction, we get 3 new planes. I'll go ahead and delete those out. Now, if I start making selections in multiple directions, check this out. The tool is actually going to behave differently whether or not you have Keep Original active. Let me start off by switching it off. Now notice, I selected 1, then 2, then 3, 4, and 5. And I click Apply, and look what happened. What just happened was Maya actually split the surface in the order in which I selected the isoparms. It started off by splitting here first along this isoparm, then here next. Then when it went to the horizontal isoparms, it had already split. These were 2 new surfaces at that point. So it just went back to the original surface and split it here, here, and here. So we end up, in this case, with 6 new surfaces, but maybe not exactly what we were expecting, because you might have been expecting this to all look like a grid when you're finished. So you just need to kind of be aware of that, keep it in mind. Now, if you switch on Keep Original, and I come in here and make the exact same selections, or very similar selections anyways, notice 1, then 2, then 3, 4, and 5, and now if I hit Apply, I get something very different. What I end up with is an entire series of planes split in each of the directions that I had selected. So notice the first splits that I made split it in this way and ended up with 3 strips. And then the splits that I made in the opposite direction made 4 strips facing the other direction. They were just all stacked on top of one another. So just something to be aware of, because when you are using Keep Original, it's really going to change the nature of such a selection. That's all there is to it, though. It's just a way for you to take a surface and basically chop it up as if you had a slicing tool or a pair of scissors, hence the icon for it up here on the shelf. And that's the nuts and bolts of it. So that'll wrap things up for this video. Thank you.